Video, we're going to use a technique that really will make your website stand out. It's not part of the OCR National course, but it's so useful and it will make your website look so good that, well, look so good, it's a relative term, isn't it? But it certainly will impress the moderator, and certainly if you're looking at distinction level, then this is the sort of thing which they will sort of, I was going to say wet their pants. Can I say that? I don't know. Is that offensive? I don't think so. They'll wet their pants over. So what do? I've actually just got Chavzu here. I've gone to the home page and I've just added a little bit of text in here, some random stuff. And I've left a big gap here. The big gap here is there for a reason. I want to have some of my images sort of fading in and out of each other. And I'm going to show you how we do this. I'm going to go to Macromedia Flash Player here. Flash Player, Macromedia Flash, I should say. And what I want to do is I want to put 3 images and have them fade in and out of each other. Now I know that my images are all 300 pixels by 300 pixels, so I want my canvas to be the same size. So I'm just going to click here on canvas and I'm going to make that 300, and I'm going to make that 300. So I get a canvas that's a little square there of 300 by 300. Now I'm going to bring my first image in. So to do that, I just go File and Import to the stage, and we have, I'm in my images folder, I've already been here. The reason why it's so wide is sometimes you think, which were the big ones that I made, the 300 by 300s? Well, no problem. Flip to Details View and it'll give you the dimensions. So we can clearly see here chavdog2, and we hover over it, it says 300 by 300. I'm just going to double click. Now that's a bit weird, was not expecting that. The image is supposed to be 300 by 300. Answers on a postcard to why that didn't work, but tell you what, let's just go down here and make it the right size. It's not in the right place, because on the X we need to put 0, and on the Y we need to put 0. Then it sits nicely on there. So how do we make this fade out? Well, I'm just going to right click and go to Timeline Effects. I'm going to Transform Transition, and I'm going to go to Transition, I hope. If I remember correctly, it should bring up a little window now, and it says this is what the dog's going to do. The dog image is going to do that. I don't want the wipe, not the fade. I want to keep the fade, and I'm just going to update the preview here, and it's now saying the dog's going to do that. It fades in, and bang, it's gone. So I'm going to press. I'm going to make it fade out. Okay, I'm going to press OK. Now that's transition 1. I'm now going to add another layer, and on this layer in here I'm going to File and I'm going to Import to the stage. Can't remember which my 300 by 300s were. Let's go to Details, and we need to import chavdog.op. Let's go with chav penguin. I think that's 300 by 300. Going to double click. Here's my penguin, and don't forget the penguin is actually on this layer here, layer 2, and I need to select it and resize it. 300. Oh, let's get this right. 300, and I'm going to go 0, and I'm going to go 0. Now, if the dog is fading out, I want the penguin to fade in. So let's go right click, Timeline Effects, Transform Transition, and we're going to go to Transition, and this time I'm going to fade that in. Don't need to update the preview, I know it's going to work. I'm going to press OK. Now to show you it working, I'm just going to press Control Enter, and what happens is the dog fades out, the penguin fades in, and it loops back. Perhaps my transition should have been a bit longer. Never mind, I'm going to add another layer. Now I'm here on frame 30. I am going to right click and I'm going to insert a keyframe, and on this one I've got to put the penguin back on again. It's a little bit annoying. I've got to have it there anyway. So I'm going to File. I'm going to Import to the stage. Chav penguin. In fact, actually, I don't even need to do that. Thinking about it, I can just double click over here. Oh, what am I doing? Let's drag it on rather than doing that. Let's just pop it there. And it's in the right size this time. Just make it 0 and 0. Now the penguin is faded in. And now we want it to Timeline Effects, Transform Transition, Transition, and now we want it to fade out. So we'll press OK. I'm going to add another layer. It gets a little bit long-winded. We're going to insert a keyframe, and I'm going to file and import to the stage Chavdog opt, isn't it? That's the other one. There he is. Let's set our sizes on him, 300. Set the sizes on there, 300. And 0. And 0. So, penguins fading out. This one needs to fade in. Timeline effects, transform transition, transition. Get rid of the wipe, fade it in. Happy with that. Press OK. And just to show you what's happening, let's Control Enter, and we'll run the whole thing. And you can see now, and it loops back to the beginning. So, what do we want? Well, we want 2 more layers. Let's add another layer. When it gets to the end, we're going to insert a keyframe, and we'll drag Chavdog opt on. Same one, hopefully. Need to get that as 0 to 0. Pretty close. This one's going to need to timeline effects, transform transition, transition, and we're going to fade this one out. Press OK. And my final one is to fade the first dog back in. So we'll insert a layer up here. We'll pop in a keyframe. We'll bring on Chavdog 2, and you'll be pleased to notice if I can match it absolutely perfectly. Oh, so close. 1 pixel out of a 0 in there. And of course, we're now going to go timeline effects, transform transition, transition, and we want to fade this one back in. And now, if I press Control Enter, we should have a lovely smooth transition-y effect going on. It gets back to the beginning and it loops back round again. So we have that. I would suggest those transitions are a little bit quick, and perhaps I should have set the timing a little bit longer. But when we're done, we're just going to go to File, we're going to export the movie, and it says, where do you want to put the movie? Well, I have a folder called Flash, and I will call it maybe I don't want to export it. I want to save it as a Flash movie. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it's doing it. Okay, never mind. We'll just call it front page. Ironically, a package we're not using. Save. And we're just going to press OK. And that's done. So, back into Dreamweaver. We should now find in Flash, we've got front page. That's an SWF. I'm just going to throw that in there. You won't be able to see it, but it'll just come up as a Flash object here. But if we just simply preview this on the internet now and press yes, we'll find ourselves, hopefully, come on, along you come, with a fading out, fading in type image. Obviously you would spend some time now setting this out and lining things up better. For example, on my template I might want to have a little bit of a gap between the contact and this upper picture. But to be honest with you, I think there's nothing wrong with that as a home page. It's a bit dull on my part. You guys can work around with presenting a little better. But a lovely effect that perhaps moves a little bit on the swift side, but you can extend the time period on the transitions. Well, I hope that's made sense. I really do like this effect and strongly advise you to drop that in on your home page. Okay, off you go.